familiar to me. Do you know how? Maybe not. I represented a Morelli once, or a Morgan Morelli, actually with the same name. That's why. Okay. Miss Morelli, you were charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say.
Assault of a family member, that's no small charge. In Texas, it's treated seriously because it falls under domestic violence law. Judges usually take a zero-tolerance stance here.
Hannah will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you can order.
Okay. Officer spoke with the complainant, who is the defendant's mother, and who was also I apologize. Do you want me to keep going?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. The officer spoke with the complainant, who is the defendant's mother, and was observed to be bleeding from her mouth and face. The complainant stated the defendant physically attacked her in the defendant's kitchen after a verbal argument about the complainant calling out the defendant for taking drugs. The complainant stated the defendant was beating the living hell out of me.
Notice how the complainant says, beating the living hell out of me. Language like that paints a vivid picture for the court. Question for you guys. Do you think testimony like this is more powerful than physical evidence in cases like these?
The complainant stated she doesn't know exactly how many times the defendant struck her, so the defendant hit her numerous times with both hands and that she felt pain. The complainant stated they both had been drinking and had a couple margaritas, but that it was not the reason for the assault. The complainant stated she ran out of the defendant's house and back to her home, which is only a few houses down the street, to call for help. The complainant stated the defendant has a history of assaulting her.
There's a prior assault of a family member. Is that the same complaining witness? Let's see. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of this county, and if that means putting you in jail, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand?
Here's a key moment. The judge makes it crystal clear. No more PR bonds. Basically, that's the end of easy releases. From here on, the system is tightening down hard.
I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, then you're to come right back. If you fail to come back, or if you fail to take the drug test, I will revoke your bond. And I'm going to tell you now, you will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
As a condition of your bond, I'm forbidding you from having any contact with Diana Morelli whatsoever, not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy to make sure that you're not using. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. I'm ordering you not to have contact with her. Can you find Mom, please? Diana Morelli, please. Has a motive been granted in this case? Okay.
I just put it ready for you.
Okay. So, guys, it looks like the CW is here, so.
Judge, I have also spoken with the CW, and she says that her and her daughter have fixed the situation between them.
No, it's a second assault. Every time no.
Doesn't matter. Just go confirm with the CW?
Yeah, and I'm going to bring her in so that I can talk to her as well. Are you Miss Morelli?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Thank you so much for coming. Would you mind coming up, please? I told her in my power to protect every single person of Harris County, no matter who it is, who they are, what is going on, and that I would, and if that means putting them in jail and making it a $100,000 bond, I will do it in a heartbeat. I'm entering now what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies you as a protected individual. Miss Morelli, you cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is a stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? This is a second assault alleged against you. The first one was dismissed. However, now I'm forbidding her from having contact with you. I've also forbidden her from consuming alcohol or illegal drugs.
Look at the pattern the judge points out. A new violent case every 2 years since 2018. This isn't just about one fight. It's about a cycle of behavior the court is now trying to break. Should repeat history always weigh this heavily in sentencing?
And I'm sending her now for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in her system. I'm so much as even contemplating putting a device on her ankle so I know that she's not consuming any alcohol. She has a lot of prior violent behavior, you know, and I'm going to do everything in my power to quell it. This is the fifth, you know, violent type of case that we have, and that's it. You know, historically speaking, every 2 years there's a new case. Since 2018, it stops now. Do you understand? Okay.
Am I allowed to say anything?
Well, I'd rather not. She has a lawyer. You know, you guys can talk to the lawyer. You know, I've got a bunch of DAs here, and everything that you guys say can be used. And now's not the best time to talk about the case. The only thing I want to know, impart to you, that you are now a protected individual, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it stays like that, so no one else puts their hands on you.
It's almost impossible for us to be able to follow because I'm driving her back and forth to work and the 5 houses down.
Let's do this. I'm going to have her talk to the lawyer, and then we'll figure out something to do. Well, we'll talk. For now, what I want to do is I'm going to send her for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in her system. And then we'll have her come back, and hopefully by then the lawyers will be here and then we can talk. Okay? So just don't leave for now. Okay? All right. I'm going to have you sign this order for protection now, and then we'll send you on your way, and then we'll see you back in half an hour. Okay?
All right, Judge, next is the
In the interim, you can.
I'll speak to her. Miss Morelli?
Good morning, Mr. Silva. Good morning, Honor. Mr. Silva, you're charged with 2 cases. Shh. Charged driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with possession of marijuana. Is the weed case getting dismissed, Mr. Isaguirre?
Yes, the POM, yes. That's right.
Okay, so it looks like a case against you. You're pleading on the DWI. You need to understand that the DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life.
Did you catch that? From now on, even a single DWI means a mandatory 30 days in jail. No more second chances. This is the legal system shifting from warnings to punishment.
It's even there after you die. This is important because when you get pulled over, what do you think an officer does?
You're going to check if I'm either high or drunk.
Well, first thing, they're going to look at your record. They're going to see that you have a prior DWI. If they come up to you and smell alcohol or dope, what do you think they're going to do?
Be back in same situation I am today.
Right. What we're doing today, you will now forevermore be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? No more proverbial slaps on the wrist from now on. It's a minimum of 30 days in jail.
Understand.
Okay. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. It will go on your record and it'll be there forever. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? I will find you guilty. I will send you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck, sir. Thank you.
On the third charge, I was worried about that. He's a dishwasher at Mambo's and makes $1,800. And besides every, the light, water, gas, quick cash loan, Judge, that they've had him for years. At the interest, he has to pay $450 twice a month on that.
What?
Yeah. So I'm supposed to, for a loan that he borrowed some money, and I was just going over this.
That's insanity.
I had got a good
What interest rate is that? 50%?
I think they said probably 40. They told me if I paid less than the minimum or don't pay past the minimum, they increased the payment wise. Before it was like
You need to
$380.
get that thing paid off, man. They're
That's what
taking you
I'm
for a
trying to
ride and then some. That's lunacy.
I had to fix my truck. The transmission was messing up, so I needed to borrow a good chunk of money to try to rebuild the transmission.
That's usurious.
Sorry.
That's usurious.
No, it's
Usury.
terrible. No. It's like, what? That's it.
Don't. You got to go pay that thing off, man. If you got to go sell the truck to go pay that thing off, that's what you got to do.
That's what I'm thinking about because I can't drive. It's messing up on me now. So.
Even the court costs, Judge, we were,
You know, it would cost you more or it cost you less to take an Uber everywhere than what you're paying for that payday loan. That's
Well, at this point, they must. I'm not too far from my job, so it won't be too much.
If you're paying that much money, you're better off renting an apartment close to the Mambo where you work and taking a bike than, and sell your car to pay off that loan. That's ludicrous.
Bike ride to my house is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most. Not too far. But as of right now, I can't.
Okay, okay. But I'm gonna tell you now, if you come back here with another DWI, I'm gonna tell you, what he's asking me to do is he's asking me to wipe off about $3,500 worth of court costs, fines and fees to DPS that you would otherwise be paying today. When you get a DWI second, it hits around $7,500 and greater. Get ready, because you come back with the DWI, it's very possible that that happens. Think before you get into a car. Even if you've had half a beer, you get pulled over, it's not gonna go well. Don't get into a car. Do you understand? We're not going to play this game again. Okay. All right. You got it. Yeah. Okay. Yay. Are you dad? Stepdad. I'm so happy you're here. This is great. I'm going to bring him out now. And I got to say, I'm happy that you didn't bond him out. Great. He needs to learn that it's not a joke. And I think that so far he's been taking it as a joke. So essentially what we did was I had him evaluated to see what's going on in his life, what he's doing, where he's going. It's not gone well, you know. 9th grade education, got his GED, which is great, but it looks like it's just gone downhill. Guys, if you go that.
No, family.
No, you can't.
Come on around.
Okay, it's a security
I need
issue.
you this way for me. That way. Counselor, I need you. Step this way. There you go. All right.
So the deal is this, is that the alcohol is kind of ravaged him. You know, we have self-destructive behavior. We've got memory loss, blackouts. From what is reported, wants to stop but can't stop kind of thing. The report says and indicates that you are to do intensive outpatient treatment program followed by supportive outpatient treatment program. Crumples. But I want you to understand that I'm not playing games, and that's why you are now still sitting in orange, and I'm not going to play this game with you again. I will give you but one opportunity to try to do this on your own, and if you're incapable of stopping, if you're incapable of doing it on your own, then I'm going to put you into an inpatient treatment facility. It's going to happen. It's whether are you going to be able to do it on your own? If not, then we're going to do it my way, and you're not going to like the way that I do it. But it's going to happen one way or the other, and I can extend you for the next 3 years, and I'll do it in a heartbeat to make sure that you're clean and sober. Not only does he have the case with us, but he has another one in another county. I don't know, have you spoken to Mr. Elick yet? Okay. The problem is this, is that how are you going to pay for it?
How's he going to pay for it?
Because while he's in custody, I can pay for things. When he's out of custody, I can't pay for it, and $500 to $600. How are you going to pay for this, Mr. Crumple? When is the last time you've had a job?
I haven't had work in about a month, but
beforehand,
landscaping, like I said. Landscaping, like I said, Your Honor. And around this time is when I start doing Christmas lights. Well, my stepdad does the same thing, but I kind of learned from him, so I typically do it around this season.
There's no greater role model than a dad or a mom, really.
You'll be able to pick up enough business to pay for, you know, pay for this.
Do you think he'll qualify for TAP funding?
I'm not sure what he reported to the probation officer. I think he'll another financial affidavit and see if he qualifies for TAP.
Okay, we're going to have you do an affidavit, financial affidavit, in hopes that you can qualify so that we can pay for it for you. If I can't, that way you don't have to worry, because money is an additional stress that we don't need. I want him to have a device though. Okay. I want you to have a device so that I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If the one time you consume alcohol, you will get another warrant and you will stay with me this time. And I'm going to tell you now, the treatment facility, the program is a minimum 6 to 8 months if you respond well to treatment. If not, you could be potentially there for 1.5 years in a treatment facility. Do you understand? It's going to happen one way or the other. That's it. So once he's released, must have a job within 30 days. So you have your own company, or what about?
Pressure washing, exterior cleaning. We do Christmas lights about this time. So we don't have the work right now. I have 2 employees currently. It just wouldn't be fair to.
No, and I'm not asking you to do anything that would, okay.
But I have told David that, in fact, for example, you have 2 weeks of parking lot striping coming up next week that, I would like him to be there. He's an amazing worker when his head is in the game. When the emotions, all those things get involved.
It's a great sign.
It gets a little more difficult, but.
That's the idea. You got to understand that this life.
Here's where it gets interesting. The judge isn't just punishing, he's coaching. Structure, curfew, mandatory work or school. He's trying to stop relapse before it starts. Would you call this tough love or judicial overreach?
Shh. This life is a journey, Mr. Crumpholtz. And I'm going to tell you now, how old are you? You're 22. If you don't have any money, your life really is going to suck. Really, really bad. The divorce rate is so high in this country because one reason. No one has nothing. And when you fight, what happens? And it's a cyclical process. It's over and over and over. People fight. They have no money. They have no education. They have no way of getting money. And they can't buy anything. And then they end up getting divorced. You set yourself up now and you work your ass now so that when you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you have money. You can go on fabulous vacation.